Jai Sapadikar Sri Shri Guru Gaur Chandra Ju Ki Jai. Jai Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ju Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivrajaka Acharya Stotar Sita Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivrajaka Acharya Astatar Sita Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai. Welcome to Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission Morning Class. Dandavad. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jita Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Stam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vidangscha Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Dena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Haribo. All right. Continuing to read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Adi Lila, first chapter, studying these first 14 verses of the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita, given very carefully by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj. Jai Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Ki Jai Srila Om Vishnupad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Haribol. Oh, you got it. Good. Fantabuloso.
I should have done this 1 year ago.
Yeah.
It's better to follow.
Yeah, it is really helpful. Okay, so now, text 46 of Adi Lila, first chapter. This is, I don't know what page it is in that book. Yes?
Friendly reminder. Pop quizzes really help.
Oh, pop quizzes, thank you. Help me too. That's really good. Okay. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda.
Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
I have to ask you a favor. Prabhu, could you put on some hot water?
Yes.
Take this, you can. This is too cold, you can just dump it.
Okay.
Sorry, thank you, Prabhu. Sorry to take you away. Haribol, I'll speak loudly so you can hear. Oh, here we go. This is a very wonderful verse. Acharyamam vijaniyan navamanye takarichit namarcha buddhyasu yeta sarvadeva mayo guru. Haribol. One should know the Acharya as myself and never disrespect him in any way. One should not envy him, thinking him an ordinary man, for he is the representative of all the demigods. This is a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, spoken by Lord Krishna when he was questioned by Uddhava regarding the four social and spiritual orders of society. The Lord was specifically instructing how a brahmachari should behave under the care of the spiritual master. A spiritual master is not an enjoyer of facilities offered by his disciples. He's like a parent. Without the attentive service of his parents, a child cannot grow to manhood. Similarly, without the care of the spiritual master, one cannot rise to the plane of transcendental service. So many people have come here and in other temples that we have been in, and they have these gurus, but these gurus are not actually Vaishnavas, and it's just a business, and you can tell by the way that these people speak of their gurus. The bona fide spiritual master always engages in unalloyed devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By this test, he is known to be a direct manifestation of the Lord and a genuine representative of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So there may be some other qualities in there. There may be some grumpiness or anything, but that's not to be considered. That is, as we're reading in Upadesamrita, Brahma devatvama pakachati niradharmai. That divine water of the Ganga, many other things may be mixed in there, but that is not to be considered. That will be offense. Hari Bol. So there's many nice things in this purport. The real Vedic philosophy is Achincha Beda Beda Tattva, which establishes everything to be simultaneously one and different from the personality of Godhead. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami confirms that this is the real position of the bona fide spiritual master, and says that one should always think of the spiritual master in terms of his intimate relationship with Mukunda. Srila Jiva Goswami in his Bhakti Sandarbha has clearly explained that a pure devotee's observation of the spiritual master and Lord Shiva as being one with the personality of Godhead exists in terms of their being very dear to the Lord, not identical with him in all respects, but the Lord has come in this form. But kintu pravorya priya. He is non-different from the Lord in that sense, but he is also very dear to the Lord. And other ways we can see that. In his prayers to the spiritual master, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur confirms that all the revealed scriptures accept the spiritual master to be identical with the personality of Godhead, because he's very dear and confidential servant of the Lord. Gaudiya Vaishnavas therefore worship Sri Gurudev in the light of his being the servitor of the personality of Godhead. Hari Bol. In all the ancient literatures of devotional service and in the more recent songs of Srila Narottam Das Thakur, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and other unalloyed Vaishnavas, the spiritual master is always considered either one of the confidential associates of Srimati Radharani or a manifested representation of Srila Nityananda Prabhu. So Kintu Pravorya Priya also is to be taken that way, that he is a representation of who is most dear, who is Srimati Radharani or Nityananda Prabhu, depending on his mood of service. Shiksha-guru keta jani Krishnara swarupa antarjami bhakta shrestha edui rupa. One should know the instructing spiritual master to be the personality of Krishna. Lord Krishna manifests himself as the Supersoul and as the greatest devotee of the Lord. So the verse before, one should know the Acharya as myself and never disrespect him. So the instructing spiritual master, shiksha-guru, and this is a shiksha line. Our Guru Parampara is a shiksha line. It is more emphasis on shiksha than diksha. Because diksha is very, very important. But it's the line, anyway, that's a whole subject. Hari Bol. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami states that the instructing spiritual master is a bona fide representative of Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna himself teaches us as the instructing spiritual master from within and from without. From within he teaches us as Paramatma, our constant companion. And from without, he teaches from the Bhagavad Gita as the instructing spiritual master. There are two kinds of instructing spiritual master. One is a liberated person fully absorbed in meditation, in devotional service. And the other is he who invokes the disciple's spiritual consciousness by means of relevant instructions. There's much to be said on this subject. There's different types, there's different levels of guru. There's so many things. Thus, the instructions in the science of devotion are differentiated in terms of the objective and the subjective ways of understanding.
What does it mean by objective and subjective ways of understanding?
Well, it seems that he's referring to the Paramatma, which is more subjective, the inner inspiration, you can say, or inner instructing from within. That you should go this way, you should do this way, you should, be coming from within the heart, and objective hearing from the Guru from without, you could say. It seems to be following in that line of thought. Right? Okay, Srila Sanatana Goswami is the ideal spiritual master, for he delivers one. For he delivers one the shelter of the lotus feet of Madan Mohan. Even though one may be unable to travel on the field of Vrindavan due to forgetfulness of his relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he can get an adequate opportunity to stay in Vrindavan and derive all spiritual benefits by the mercy of Srila Sanatana Goswami. Sri Govindaji acts exactly like the shiksha-guru in the instructing spiritual master by teaching Arjuna the Bhagavad Gita. He is the original preceptor, for he gives us instructions and an opportunity to serve him. The initiating spiritual master is a personal manifestation of Srila Madan Mohan Vigraha, whereas the instructing spiritual master is a personal representation of Sri Govindadev Vigraha. Both of these deities are worshipped at Vrindavan, since Gopinath is the ultimate attraction. Srila Gopinath is the ultimate attraction in spiritual realization.
Who's Sri Govindaji?
So Sri Govindaji is, he was Jai shiksha-guru Gaurachandra Jai Raju Ki Hari Om. Govindaji, he is the deity of Rupa Goswami. And he manifested in Vrindavan by the heart of Rupa Goswami. He was attracted to that heart. And again, this is instructing. So Srila Rupa Goswami is the Acharya of Abhideya Tattva. So the instructions, how to move, how to go, how to practice. And Madan Mohan is the deity of Sanatana Goswami. And Sanatana Goswami is the Acharya of Sambandha Gyan. What is what? So here he's saying that Madan Mohan is the initiating spiritual master, that connection, that connection with truth. And then there's instruction after that. And the instructing spiritual master, there can be many, but not, in the same line. But those instructions must be in the line of Srila Rupa Goswami. And there's only one initiating spiritual master. Although there are different kinds of initiation and there's things like that. But both of these deities are worshipped at Vrindavan. And now both of these deities have left Vrindavan. And Karoli is where Madan Mohan Ju is, and Govindaji is in Jaipur. And Srila Gopinath is the ultimate attraction in spiritual realization. And he has also gone to Jaipur. All these deities went to Jaipur. Well, Karoli is not in Jaipur, but it's close, not far. So, all right then. And these, all right, never mind. Naivo payantyapachyitim. I got a pop quiz. It is from the Gita class last night. And it was about those I'll think about this question in a minute, and I'll give this question. It's about the different things that Krishna is saying to do in his service. The different levels. Do you want to try that? Yeah. Can they hear you? Don't let that ribbon touch your feet, by the way. This one? The ribbon, yeah. The ribbon? Yeah. Did it touch my feet? I don't know, but it was pretty close.
Hello. Okay, so what is the question, Didi?
So from the Bhagavad Gita last night, we were hearing about these different levels of approaching the Lord. And the Lord is mainly three, right? Approaching in the highest, and then he said, if you can't do, four, and if you can't do this, and if you can't do this, and if you can't do this. Yeah. Do you remember?
I do.
Good.
Lord Sri Krishna starts with the highest and then ends with the lowest, which for us, the lowest is still very high.
It's still a challenge.
I'll start with the lowest. Oh, no, actually from the highest. Fix your intelligence in me. Absorb in meditation in me.
Very good.
Like 24/7. If you cannot do that, then remember me.
Very good.
But if you cannot remember me, then offer your actions to me. And if you can't offer your actions to me, then offer the results of your actions to me.
Very good. Very, very good. Yeah. So these things are parallel. The things are parallel. And Sri Madan Mohan, we should always worship him. Them. This is very beautiful. I mean, this first chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita is so amazing. And we have so many attachments to this world. Oh my God. Through the mind, and then we can start understanding more also how the mind is, this thing always tries to fall down. I'm trying to offer obeisances to the deities. Is there some way we can, this is a screw here, I think, no. Huh? Okay. So, all these things are parallel, and I don't remember what I was going to say. Okay. Naivapatyandapachi. O my Lord, transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science could not fully express their indebtedness to you, even if they were endowed with the prolonged lifetime of Brahma, for you appear in two features, externally as the Acharya and internally as the Supersoul, to deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you. This verse was spoken from Srimad Bhagavatam by Uddhava. This verse from the Bhagavatam was spoken by Uddhava after he heard from Sri Krishna all necessary instructions about yoga. Tesham shatata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam tadami buddhi yogam tam jena mamupayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So how is this understanding there? It is from the Supersoul, by some Sukriti. One is feeling within himself the instruction. Go to this place, find these people, engage in this way. It's coming from within us. We should be aware this is coming from someone. Our dearest friend is living in our heart. And then from without, so many instructions are coming. Purport. This verse of Bhagavad Gita in the 10th chapter clearly states how Govinda Dev instructs his bona fide devotee. The Lord declares that by enlightenment in theistic knowledge, he awards attachment for him to those who constantly engage in his transcendental loving service. This awakening of divine consciousness enthralls the devotee, who thus relishes his eternal transcendental mellow. Such an awakening is awarded only to those convinced by devotional service about the transcendental nature of the personality of Godhead. They know that the Supreme Truth, the all-spiritual, all-powerful person, is one without a second and has fully transcendental senses. He is the fountainhead of all emanations. All emanations. We're so dumb. Excuse me, I'm so dumb. It's like, I've told this story before, but Tanya Shri, when she was really, really little, I told this story before, but her mother, Jai Shri, brought her to see Srila Gurudev in Navadvip. And I told this before, I know this, but it is such a good story for me to remember, because Gurudev, I was there, and Gurudev told one of the kokas to go and get some chocolate for her. See, Prabhu? And they brought some chocolate, but she didn't, and Gurudev handed it to her, but she didn't take it. First, she looked up to see who is giving me this. And even though she was really small, maybe 2 years old, and Gurudev said, that's very intelligent. She wants to look and see, where is this coming from? Not just, oh, I want this, I want this. Oh, here's something I want. I want that. No, she first saw, where is it coming? Who's giving this? So we have to also look up. We've just read here, he's the fountainhead of all emanations. Where is this thing coming from that I want? Who's the source of that? That's the interesting part of this interaction. Who is the source of this? Can I have a relationship with him? Who's the source of all of these things? Or am I just, oh yeah, there's something I want. Oh yeah, I want something. We have to look up. I want to make a children's book out of this story. I really like it, called Look Up, or Looking Up, or something like that. But we also have to practice that. And therefore, who is it for? Reality is for itself. All these things, they're for Krishna. They're not for me. If I see them and I think, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that. But we have to look up. My Lord, may I have this? May I use this? Like, this is yours. And I want to be in a friendly mood toward reality and see what it really is. That reality is soaked with devotion. Everything has devotion. Such exchanges of thoughts in regard to Krishna give pleasure to the... He is the fountainhead of all emanations. Such pure devotees, always merged in knowledge of Krishna and absorbed in Krishna consciousness, very good word, right? Exchange thoughts and realizations, just as great scientists exchange their views and discuss the results of their research in scientific academies. Such exchanges of thoughts in regard to Krishna give pleasure to the Lord. He's happy with that. Who therefore favors such devotees with all enlightenments. So what is that? His nature is so affectionate. Yata Brahmane Bhagavan Swayam Upadi Syanubhavit Swayam Upadi Syanubhavitavan. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Swayam Bhagavan, taught Brahma and made himself realize. So he is the original guru. Tene Brahma Hudai Adi Kavai. I can't know how that goes. Anyway, the English maxim that God helps those who help themselves is also applicable in the transcendental realm. These are many instances in the revealed scriptures of the personality of Godhead's acting as the spiritual master from within. The personality of Godhead was the spiritual master who instructed Brahma, the original living being in the cosmic creation. When Brahma was first created, he could not apply his creative energy to arrange the cosmic manifestation or the cosmic situation. You catching that? So at the dawn of creation, Lord Brahma appears on the lotus flower, which is coming from the navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. The navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is like an ocean. It's full of the waters, of the receding waters of the Garbhodak ocean. And then this beautiful divine lotus comes from there. And Brahma is sitting there. But he doesn't know what to do. Everything's dark. There hasn't been any creation. He doesn't know who he is. He's firstborn there. And you think, what is this? And then he goes down in the stem of the lotus and comes out. Then he hears these two syllables, tapa. This is given in the beginning of the Bhagavatam. Tapa. And by dint of his previous sukriti, he can understand. So that means do penance, do austerity, do penance. So he's sitting and meditating. And then everything was revealed to him. Chintamani prakara sadmasu kalpa. So that's the 5th chapter. But then he's speaking this. Oh, it's so wonderful. So this is coming from his heart. All this inspiration. When Brahma was first created, he could not apply his creative energy to arrange the cosmic situation. At first there was only sound, vibrating of the word tapa, which indicates the acceptance of hardships for spiritual realization.
What is hardships?
Difficulties. So, what are our hardships? Tolerating the result of our past sinful activities. Tolerating that this tendency in me is there, but it is going to take me down. So I am the cause of this problem, and the solution to this problem is not in doing that same thing over again and getting into more trouble, but I must tolerate. I must tolerate these urges. I created them. I'm responsible that these urges are within me, and I will tolerate that to the best of my strength. So this is tapa. Refraining from sensual enjoyment, one should voluntarily accept all kinds of difficulties for spiritual realization. This is called tapasya. Tapasya. An enjoyer of the senses can never realize God, godliness, or the science of theistic knowledge. Whatever the popular notion is, they're all dancing in a wonderful festival to the hellish planets. Thus, when Brahma, initiated by Sri Krishna by the sound vibration tapa, engaged himself in acts of austerity by the pleasure of Vishnu, he was able to visualize the transcendental world. Do we need to get a new one of these? Or maybe to hang some weight there or something, because it's always coming loose like that. Sorry. Okay. Modern science can communicate using material discoveries such as radio, television, and computers. But the science invoked by the austerities of Sri Brahma, the original father of mankind, was still more subtle. In time, material scientists may know how we can communicate with the Vaikuntha world. Lord Brahma inquired about the potency of the Supreme Lord, and the personality of Godhead answered his inquiry in the following 6 consecutive statements. These instructions, which are reproduced from the Srimad Bhagavatam 2nd canto, were imparted by the personality of Godhead, acting as the supreme spiritual master. Okay. Pop quiz. So, when Brahma was first appeared, he's the first living being within the universe. What was his situation?
He didn't know who he was, where he was, what was going on.
Oh, yeah.
And he heard the word tapa, which means acceptance of the hardships.
Yes. And then he began to meditate. And by dint of this meditation, the entire, how does Prabhupada say it? By dint of this meditation, all knowledge was given to him. Everything was imparted into his heart by the Lord. So, and then from without, so the Lord is there. He is Guru from within. Haribol. So, yeah, that's very good. Yes. And then what he spoke was?
Brahma Samhita.
Yeah. And we have been given the 5th chapter, the most important chapter of Brahma Samhita. And who gave that to us?
The 5th chapter of Brahma Samhita.
Who gave that to the devotees?
Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur?
No, before. It was Mahaprabhu himself.
Mahaprabhu.
Yeah. He came from South India. He brought 2 books. Krishna Charitamrita by Bilvamangal Thakur and Brahma Samhita, the 5th chapter. That's a gift from Mahaprabhu himself. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we have his translation.
At the same time?
Yeah.
In that temple in South India, right? Isn't that where he was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and he brought...
I didn't realize he brought that one also.
Well, Krishna Charitamrita?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, both of those books.
Who wrote the Krishna Charitamrita?
Bilvamangal Thakur.
That was before Mahaprabhu?
Mm-hmm. So Bilvamangal Thakur, you know the story? Ooh, I'm really tempted to tell this story. All right, then. So Bilvamangal Thakur was obviously a devotee, but he, in somehow or other, he became attracted to one prostitute. Her name was Chintamani. You know the story.
I mean, you can tell it.
So, I mean, I'm just going to tell very briefly, because Bilvamangal Thakur's glories are very extreme. And we can't conceive of it. But he, to show some pastime, he became attracted to some prostitute. And he wanted to go and visit her. But it was the weather was like a very, very big storm was going on. And he had to cross the river. So he just grabbed hold of something and floated across the river on it. And then he discovered it was a dead body when he got, but he didn't care. And then he had to climb over the wall, and he held on to what he thought was a rope, but it was actually a python. But so he just went through so much tapasya to come there. And then he's knocking on the door, and she came to the door. What? She said, then she was inspired from within to speak these words. She said, if you only had as much love for Krishna as you have for me, how sublime your life would be. And he went, because Guru spoke through her. And this is called Dharma Pradakshina Guru. Sometimes Krishna will speak through just anyone. Someone that you're meeting on the street may say something and you go, oh yes. Or you see a sign somewhere, like a traffic sign, go back. Or something, anything. But the Lord is inspiring through, but usually through a person. There are other stories like that. So he left, he just immediately left and went to Vrindavan. And other things happened. But in the end he was blind, he put his own eyes out. And he was, and the Lord came to him in the form of a cowherd boy. And so many things. There's very many beautiful stories about Bilvamangal Thakur. But he wrote Shiksha-guru. Very beautiful book. I mean, I haven't read it, but I've heard some verses from Shiksha-guru. And there's one, anyway, no, I forget. But yes, very beautiful. So that's something about Bilvamangal Thakur. Just a little bit introduction. Okay. Any questions or comments?
Q is asking, what sublime mean, please?
Oh, sublime? In this case, of course, our gurus are rewriting all the languages of the world and infusing these many words with deep, deep meaning that they were not infused with before. So sublime in this case means transcendentally nectarian. Extreme, sublime means a very high, like fine thing. So how fine and glorious and bright and sweet your life would be if you only had that type of attachment for me. And so when we find ourselves harassed by attachment, then we should try to transfer that to attachment for Krishna. And how? In the mood of surrender. First, attachment to surrender, to the process of surrender to the Lord. Let that flip the tables. Haribol. Okay. Jai Shri Chaitanya. Oh man, I'm just really loving reading this first chapter. It is so full of, just it's just like if you meet someone who wants to give you something and they take a big treasure chest and just
Boom.
dump it over your head without keeping one penny inside. It's like right from the very beginning. No, pussyfooting around, they call it, like how cats walk. Very, like Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and everything is, and then these 14 verses. It's like, no, it's like, wow, really? Ooh. So wonderful. And the amazing thing is, every time we start over again, I think about this because, we were just, basically, when we came to the temples, you could say we looked like something the cat dragged in, but we were just like barely human, if I can say so, some of us. But we could just hear this and believe it. There was some miracle there from Srila Prabhupada. Maybe some pasukriti also, some recognition. But still, it is a miracle, and no one can say more than that. Haribol. No one can say. That it is any less than that. All right, Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai Srila Om Vishnupadesi Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj ki Jai Upadesamrita by Srila Rupa Goswami ki Jai. Yeah, just be careful of your feet. That's why we have those little stands, But you don't have to use that, but I'm just saying. Yeah. You didn't touch the book on your feet, but no part of the book should.
I put it on my feet already.
Yeah, yes. Jai Shri Upadesamrita ki Jai Vacho Vegam Manasakroda Vegam Jiva Vegam Udaropasta Vegam Etan Vegan Yovi Shaheta Dira Sarvam Apimam Prativim Sasisyat Atyahara Prayasascha Prajalpo Niyamagraha Janasangaschaloyam cha Sadbir Bhaktir Bi Nashati. Nash is destroy. Utsaha Nishayataya Tat Karma Pravartanat Sangatyagat Sato Vrite Sabir Bhaktir Prasijati. It is nourished. Tadati pratigratnati guhyam makyati prichati bhungte bojayate chaiva sadvitam pritilakshanam krishneti asya giritam manasadriyeta dikshasti chet pranatibhischa bhajantamisham Shushushaya bhajana vigyam ananyamanya nindadi sunya hridamipsita shangalabdya. And we were speaking about this last night in Gita class, nindadi sunya. Such a person who is very dear to Krishna. He does not have any enviousness. Envy comes from a feeling of material attachment. There's always envy in the mundane world. Dishtais bhava janiter vapushascha dosher. This is number 6. Do you want one of these? You want one? No? Na prakritatva miha bhakta janasya pasyed gangambasam na kalu buddha peda pankar Brahma Dravatpam Apagachati Niradharmai. Very, very important verse. Yes.
I have a question regarding these verses. And to what we read yesterday in the Bhagavad Gita. We were reading from Lord Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. What are the qualities of his devotees, of his pure devotees? That are always content. They don't create disturbance to others. Okay. Right. And now we read from Srila Rupa Goswami, verse number 6, about we shouldn't consider the spiritual master mundane just because of faults in his nature.
Yes.
So my question would be, let's say, I don't know, as the spiritual master, if he's grumpy or something, he might create some disturbance. If the spiritual master, he's grumpy or something, for any fault in his nature.
It's not exactly a fault in his nature. Okay, go on.
Then how we relate the verse number 6 of the Upadesamrita with what we read yesterday about the Lord's pure devotees' qualities?
Yeah. Oh. He's not creating any disturbance, actually. The false ego of the disciple, that ego has to go. And he must always bow down. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the dealings. Unless a guru is leaving the path of devotion and, actually losing his spiritual faith. But other than that, the devotee will tolerate that as coming directly from the Lord. And bowing down. My Lord, this is your grace. My Gurudev, this is your grace. And that guru will become so affectionate to that devotee. And give so much to them. So we're not to think like that. And I've been chastised, believe me. And that is the Uttamadhikari Vaishnava, when he takes the position of Acharya, he is dealing in the Madhyama stage. The Uttamadhikari sees Krishna's actions everywhere. But in the Madhyama stage, because he's teaching us, he has to teach some relativity. You're not this, yes, this is good, that is not good, that is good, that is not good. Because that's necessary for us. Coming out of illusion. We have to do that. We have a person who is healthy. He does not need all this physical therapy and don't eat this and do eat this and take this medicine and all that. He doesn't need that. But a person who is ill, he needs to do that. That's not the ultimate position. The ultimate position is that he doesn't need any of that. But he needs it while he's getting well. And the guru will sometimes chastise the disciple. You're doing wrong. Even Narada Muni chastised Vyasadeva. When he finished compiling the whole Veda for the sake of the conditioned souls in Kali Yuga, organizing all existing knowledge, divine knowledge, or you could say revealed knowledge, organizing it all, writing it all down. Ganesh wrote and he dictated. Everything organized. Who wrote it? Ganesh. You always see Ganesh with the pen. He actually physically wrote the Veda, but under the dictation of Vyasadeva. So he did this. Come on, nobody can do that. Vedavyas did that. He's feeling despondent. And Narada chastises him. So who will not tolerate some chastisement from his guru? No, it's a rhetorical question. Just saying, who will be so foolish? And it may just come because the person is ostensibly not well or something like that. That doesn't matter. Who cares? We bow down to that. That doesn't matter. We are not in a position. Never. I got chastised by shiksha-guru a couple of times. Very heavy. And I was in my room sulking about it because it looked unfair to me. And then I was like, I'm just going to stay in my room. I'm just going to chant and read, and I'm not going to go out, and I'm not going to blah, 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 feeling sorry for myself. And then I put on a talk by Srila Guru Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj is saying, those who feel that they are superior to the environment and decide to stay alone, they, in their next life, they become rocks or trees. They can stand by themselves. We have to bow down. And then I came out of my room, and Srila Gurudev was going around the kund, and he gave me such a look, like really playful look, like, oh, what are you doing? If Brahma has to perform tapasya, then what to speak of us? Oh, I can't tolerate anything. Oh, I'm so great. No one can say anything to me. Even the person who has given me life, if they offend me, I will go against them. This is a very bad thing for us. Is that okay? Good. So we're not judging. This is not our position, making judgment. Oh, well, the scriptures say it's all garbage. It's just the mind. We don't know what nectar is behind that for us. We must come to the position of surrender. Guru Maharaj said, the lack of gratitude is the symptom of a demon. So, the attitude is given by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Whatever you like, it will give me joy. Haribol. Trouble encountered in your service will be a source of great joy. Both happiness and unhappiness in your service are sources of great happiness. Both give transcendental life to us. We have to practice this to know it. Everything that we hear we must practice or we won't know it. And we'll keep it on the intellectual or mental plane, and a greater genius on those planes will defeat you. What if that happens? Then all of a sudden some blah, 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 and you can't figure out an argument out of, some lack of experience. But if you have experience, nothing can change you. And all the blah, blah in the world is not going to matter to you. We cannot keep this on the intellectual plane. It's not safe. It's not safe there. We have to practice this and experience these things. That's where surrender comes in. That's why surrender is, Bhakatera Prana. Sharanagati is Bhakatera Prana. That is the life of devotion and the life of the devotee. That we can feel, we can know. Nothing will shake you after that. No, I'm sorry. You can say all the blah blah you want. It doesn't make any difference to me. You're like an ant using some logic to explain the Himalaya. Do you follow what I'm saying? And I heard Srila Guru Maharaj saying this very, very recently. Maybe yesterday or the day before. And Srila Guru Maharaj was saying, and he was talking, and I'd heard this class a few times, but I hadn't noted this. How if you stay on the intellectual plane only, without any real experience, then some greater genius may come along. Then what are you going to do? Oh, I guess I was wrong. So we're hearing these things in order to give us impetus for practice. So action in knowledge increases one's advancement in knowledge. So we're going on like this. And don't worry, we're under the protection of Guru and Gauranga. But at the same time, and they can give protection like anything. But what he's talking about is Gyan. If we keep it all on just in the point, and I've seen this in devotees, I'm sorry to say, and I'm sorry to know, that I've seen great geniuses who can explain things like anything go through the cracks in the floorboards. Because our practice is everything. And what is practice? Surrender. Now, yes, you've come and chastised me in this way. I bow down to you, my Lord. I bow down to you. How much wonder and beauty will come from that you can't believe. Even if a dog comes and barks at you, and you see that as the Lord's grace, it will be wonderful. What to speak of the Vaishnava. Very important. These are very important things. Haribol. Good questions. Anything else? All right then. It's 9:00. So you never know what's going to happen in the morning class. Don't know what thing this Upadesamrita will bring out to us. It's unlimited and infinite. Jai Prabhu, can you bring me that? Is it around here? I don't even see it. Jai Sri Upadesamrita ki jai. Srila Rupa Goswami ki jai. Shri Shri-Guru Gauratam Ju Ki Jai. Jai Shri Giraj Govardhan Ju Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansa Pari Bhajakacharya Astatar Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhansa Pari Bhajakacharya Astatar Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sri Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Acharya Ki Jai. Jai Shri Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Sadgoswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshad Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Saparshad Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Tadya Shaka Mat Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission Ki Jai. Kol Kartal Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Samaveda Vaishnava Mandala Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Pop quiz. Tansabada Padarenu More Panchagras. What does that mean?
That I want to serve those who are the servants of the 6 Goswamis. Janami.
And Tansabada Padarenu. The Padarenu, Renu means dust.
Oh.
Padarenu means the dust of their feet, of all of them, are my panchagras, 5 kinds of food.
Thank you, Devi.
Good. Dhanyavad. Haribol. Jai.
Jai Shrimati Haribol. Jai Shrimati Shileka Devi Ki Jai.
Wow.
In a sincere sentiment of appreciation to all the online devotees. Haribol. Dhanyavad.